Okay.
So when did you become an investigator? When did you pass the test?
I've been an investigator for a little over a year now. I moved up to assistant state director to help our state director kind of organize our meetings and get everybody showing up to the MUFON Nevada events and kind of learning what MUFON is all about, which is the Mutual UFO Network.
And it's, I mean, it's not a breeze, not an easy test. You got to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you do. You have to learn a lot about field work, investigations, forensics. If you're investigating an actual landing sighting type of a thing, you need to know about radiation and collecting samples and having controls and everything else like that.
So it can't just be somebody, I'm interested in UFOs, I call me an investigator. It's rigid.
Yeah. Yeah, you go through a training program, and MUFON over the years has established the protocols for the different types of investigations depending on the classification of the sighting. And you kind of follow the scientific protocols of MUFON to do that investigation.
And do reports come from the local community? Do they go to MUFON National, International? They come to you?
Usually somebody goes to the MUFON.com website and they'll submit a sighting report, and that'll be fielded out to the different states and investigators in the area, and then we'll assign a field investigator to do that investigation who's closest to the sighting.
So share with me what kind of reports you get from this area, from Nevada, that you've gone out on and investigated.
Nevada, we've gotten a lot of reports of orb type lights lately, fast moving orbs, faster than an aircraft, in patterns and singular form. We get a lot of triangle reports, boomerang shaped objects. We have reports a lot out of northern Nevada of boomerang type shaped craft and cigar shaped craft. But
So recently?
Recently, yes.
In the last year?
Yeah, and we actually have, I think this week we're actively working on 5 separate cases right now for MUFON Nevada.
So you go out and interview witnesses, put together the case?
Yeah, we call them up and we do a preliminary interview, and then we, if warranted, go out and view evidence. If they have photographic or video evidence, sometimes they submit that as well, and we do a photographic and video analysis of the stuff they submit and kind of go from there.
Got any good photos or videos lately?
We have. We got a lot of activity last year with the Storm Area 51 event. People kind of became more aware of, keeping your eyes on the skies and looking for things up there. So we did get a lot more reports and more evidence submitted through photographic and video media.
Tell me about your chapter. I mean, that's a pretty good crowd for a Thursday night. I mean, over the years, I've seen MUFON in Nevada fall and rise. It looks like it's rising again.
It's rising again. It's, even in the media and international, the UFO community is kind of gaining prominence again. And, with the Tic Tac event that the government acknowledged, a lot more interest has been gaining. We've had a lot more people looking to join up and start the field investigator training. So it's really boosted MUFON and MUFON Nevada's profile here.
Can anybody come, or just members?
Anybody can come to our meetings. We're open to everybody. We're open and understanding to listen to any reports somebody has. We explain the process, and we encourage them to join up as a MUFON member, and we have been growing a lot in the last couple of years.
But I've heard a little bit about your background, but share some of the stories with me. You've had some sightings of your own. Is that what hooked you?
I have. I grew up in the central Canada on the prairies along the border where all the silos are for the nuclear weapons, and I did see several sightings as a child growing up in that area. Sightings that lit up the whole prairie like daylight, and it just piqued my interest as growing up as a kid and a teenager, watching sci-fi and knowing that I actually saw something in person. There's something to it. I kind of grew as more and more interest in that. I moved to California as a teenager in Southern California in the Ventura County area, and while living there I had a very close sighting in the Ventura County Thousand Oaks area that reignited my interest in the subject.
And what did it look like?
It looked like I don't want to say a typical flying saucer, but it had dimension to it. It wasn't smooth. It was kind of curved on the top and the bottom with structured shape around it, very bright, lit up the whole side of the hillside where it was passing through, very silent, no sound, and it looked like it was just coasting along the side of the hillsides.
The ones along the U.S.-Canadian border, were they in proximity to the nuclear silos, or that coincidental?
I think now, looking back, that there probably was a coincidence there. As a child, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that that was across the border. But looking back, I think there probably was a connection to that nuclear activity.
What else should the public know about MUFON, the organization, this group?
Everyone's welcome to attend. We're here to listen to everybody who's had a sighting. Please submit your sighting reports to MUFON.com if you have one. It doesn't have to be a recent sighting. MUFON catalogs all their sightings, so we can do a scientific research on those sightings and kind of build a case log and find patterns in the activity.
It's kind of an exciting time for the topic.
It is. It's very exciting.
Yeah.